you right where you are.
I've been afraid to tell you.
So romantic. I was just like, ooh.
Digging in a garden together.
She's digging in the garden. She's teaching him how to plant plants. She's washing his hair under the cherry tree. I mean, it's so cute.
Under the werewood tree.
Under the werewood tree.
The werewood tree.
It was so cute.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the New Watchers on the Wall. Today we're discussing Earth Abides, episode 2, and boy, was this thing moving quickly. But before we get started, we have 2 questions to the audience that we want you to answer right now as you watch the video and hit the like button and subscribe. Question number 1, do you agree with Emma sharing their location to try and find others? I have some thoughts about that we're going to share later in the video. What was your question?
Question 2, is this trauma bonding? Or is this real love growing?
Real love in a relationship. And we're going to get into our recap like we normally do. But don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And check with us midweek because we do our midweek lives. And we would love to hear from you as the audience about
our
what's going on with the show. Yes, our hot tub meetings. Yes. And at the end of this episode, we will rate how many. The first episode 1, we said rattlesnakes. I think we can say rats this one.
How many rats
give the episode? All right. So the episode starts off with the meeting between Ish and Emma. And of course, we were excited to see this. And they answered a very important question for us when he pulls up. And of course, Emma's very hesitant. But the question I had was, why the hell wouldn't Ish see her sooner if she was lighting her fireplace? And they explain why.
Well, I think the thing is that she said she had been moving from house to house. It wasn't like she was
in one location.
Right.
So she had been moving from house to house, and she said something interesting that she would choose the houses to have for sale signs because she knew that people
there weren't any dead bodies in
the house.
Which is smart. Now, and then again, there's no power or anything. So it's kind of like, so. Yeah. But I mean, that is smart. You don't want to have to deal with dead bodies. And that goes back to that thing we said last episode is why was he dealing with those dead bodies when he was burying his parents? Like I said, I would have burnt the whole house down.
Yeah, I remember. Watch that video. Get a good laugh.
Yeah. So I think that's what it is really.
And then that was also a clue as well as to why they decided to move into Ish's home. Because if you recall, she shared that when she would move from place to place, those places didn't feel like a house. And I'm sure they wouldn't feel like a house because generally speaking, when you list a house, you may stage it, but it doesn't feel like a house.
I refresh my memory. Is that his actual house or was that a house he just found? And he just decided, I'm going to stay here because it's close to the library he loves so much.
I can't remember whose house it is. If you're watching this and you know, leave a video down below because I know it wasn't a house he was living in the woods in.
Right.
And there was a side of me wondering, was it his parents' home? So no. I don't know.
Unless they had 2 homes. I mean.
They might have been balling.
Okay, maybe. So it transitions to Emma and Ish. They go to his house. And I just want to say that she let him in too easy. What did you think about that? Because my first initial thought was, why is she letting this man into her house? Why is she getting in the car with this man? She put her gun in the back seat. No. You don't know this man.
I said the same thing. And it kind of goes back to our question that we posed to the audience. Is she too gung-ho to want to engage and meet other people and could be possibly compromising her safety?
Right.
Leave a comment below. What do you think about that?
I think she might be confident in her abilities, like with shooting and stuff like that. So she feels a little bit more, safe. Maybe. I don't know. So upon arrival, Ish quickly cuts down a noose hanging in his house, indicating he's been contemplating suicide.
Which is really
that was creepy. I mean, she's outside digging in the soil. She's thinking about life, and he's like, "Let me cut this noose down real quick." Like, what was that about? Like, And I wonder how long it's been there. Like, has he just been contemplating, how long has he been thinking about this?
And it takes you back to episode 1 where we saw Milton and Anna in episode 1 who decided they were going to just take each other out. So here you have Ish who's kind of having some of the same thoughts, which was very interesting. But as you can imagine, it is incredibly lonely. You know what I'm saying? But now that he has her, it's really cool. So then, go ahead.
What was he going to do with Lucky?
I was thinking the same thing. And the only thing I could have thought, it reminded me of the hurricanes in Florida. Remember when they had those big multiple hurricanes hit Florida and the authorities said, hey, if you have to leave and you cannot take your pet with you, they said just untie them and let them run free.
No.
So that they could be safe. No, but some people were abandoning their pets and tying them up. So now they can't escape from the water or the rain. They can't try to, survive. So I would assume that if he was going to do something like that, he probably would let Lucky loose. He would probably just let him free.
Yeah.
And so that Lucky could maybe try to have a life. But he's domesticated now, so who knows?
Yeah. Okay.
So, but there was a little foreshadowing because we see Emma as soon as she goes to his house, she's picking up the soil, she's looking through it. So we know that she's got a green thumb.
She has a lot of skills, and I think Ish can see that. She can shoot, she can forage, and she made tea out of these little berries and thistles and stuff. And she's resourceful.
Yep.
And he is lucky to have found her.
Exactly. So then it transitions to them visiting the store. And they're going in there to get various supplies. One of the things I thought was kind of interesting is that for it to be a pandemic, I remember when there was a pandemic with us, the grocery store shelves are fucking empty. Like that store is just
everything
mad
except
full.
Like the tofu and stuff.
Like that thing is like mad full. But we digress. But
we don't know anything about that pandemic though. We don't know if it was like people were dropping literally like flies.
Maybe they were just dropping like flies. So that might explain it. So then this is when we see they're starting to spend time together and they're starting to bond. They're doing all the small things to bond and come together.
Cute. It was so romantic. I was just like, ooh.
Digging in the garden together.
She's digging in the garden. She's teaching him how to plant plants. She's washing his hair under the cherry tree. I mean, it's so cute.
Under the werewood tree.
Under the werewood tree.
The werewood tree.
It was so cute. I was just like, oh, this is nice. This is what I would want for the the apocalypse. It was just like an apocalyptic love affair. It was just so romantic.
They definitely got it going on. So then it transitions. We see that they're asleep and Emma gets up and she opens up some of her past belongings. And you can see it looks like she may have been married before because she's hugging an older gentleman. And then it looks like she had 2 children that she may have lost during the pandemic.
Yes. And then we get a pregnancy reveal. Emma reveals she is pregnant while discussing the timeline for installing the solar panel. She's like, so when do you think we'll have power?
When do you think the panels will be done? Do you think they'll be done in about 6 months? And I'm sitting there like, bruh.
Like, what's not clicking, Steven?
Bruh, there ain't no contraception probably.
But look, I think he might be younger than her.
No, he looks like he's 10 years
younger than her. And so he's just like, I'm trying to get these solar panels. And she's lived life. And she's like, yo, we about to have a baby up in here. And I also thought too, when they went to the store, there was a CVS right next to it. There's no Plan Bs or nothing in there, no condoms. No, so we're just gonna go get honey bunches of oats and just skip the whole contraceptive aisle.
He want that PP.
Oh my God.
That pandemic.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. But the thing is, he has a very natural reaction. I think a lot of guys, no matter what situation you're in, when you find out that you're about to be a dad, you're always questioning, am I ready? Are we ready? Do we have enough resources? Do we have enough to provide? And that's either whether you're in their situation or even just, I think all men go through that. And he's like, bro, how can we do this successfully? We're not doctors. We don't have resources. We don't have a community.
You don't really have a choice. You should have thought about that before you went in raw. I mean, again, You passed the CVS. You know where the CVS is. You could have, there was probably plenty of contraception in there that you could have got.
Yeah. But
no excuse.
But it was interesting to see, you know, kind of his reaction.
So he is shocked and he becomes concerned about the lack of medical knowledge and community resources of birth. So, of course, what he does, he always goes to the library and he looks up books, obstetrics and all this other stuff. But Emma reassures him by saying her body is built for giving birth and urging him to believe in us, which was crazy. She must be some like flower child. I know if it was me, I would be panicking, crying, snot bubbles, crying, sliding down the wall, like, oh my God, because I do not like pain. I do not like, there is no.
Yeah, I would have definitely, like the thing that would have scared me the most is not the actual having a child. It would have been the labor process, because we all know that things can go bad. And if you don't have the skill sets, you know, you could put yourself in a very precarious situation.
Right.
So this is when we just see time going by and Emma's kind of having some weird issues. And she explains, look, I need some meat, bro. We can't be around here just being vegans all damn day.
Yeah.
I need some meat. And she says, you got to go hunt. So he goes out to hunt and he finds a cow and he shoots the cow. But he's very reluctant because he's very inexperienced. He's never processed an animal because it takes a lot.
Yeah.
And I learned that myself too. I recently directed a documentary about gun ownership, and one of the guys in the film is heavy into hunting and stuff, and he literally hunts everything: raccoons, possums, deer, anything that you could think of. He's eating it probably, and squirrel. So, and I got a chance to watch him process a what was the animal he processed in the film?
Is it a beaver?
He processed a beaver. Well, he killed a beaver, but he processed a possum.
Ooh.
He processed a possum, I think. No, a raccoon. He processed either a possum or a raccoon.
Same thing.
Same difference, right? So, but this is the thing that kind of tripped me out. It's obvious that Emma is a very experienced hunter and, you know, one with the land and stuff. Why wasn't that something that they bonded together over time and she transferred that skill and knowledge? Because you guys are planning and stuff. To me, like in a situation like that, if we're alone, any skill that I know, I'm teaching you the skill in case I get sick or something happens and I'm kind of down and out. You know how to do something. Like if I'm good at electrical, when I'm working on stuff, I'm gonna be teaching. If I know how to hunt, I'm gonna be like, come hunt with me, so that you know those things. And I just found it interesting that they spent all that time bonding.
But I don't want to.
Whatever. It should have been learning that shit. He should have been learning it. But so he gets that meat, and that meat becomes something crazy, and we see a rodent infestation where we see every rodent in America and in the world coming to their damn house.
This was so weird to me because I was like, this seems a little far-fetched. Is it just me, or is it?
It seemed like that a lot was going on.
I don't think that they all would just be coming to their house.
I mean, there's so much to eat in the world. There's dead bodies everywhere.
And there should have been cats. There should have been cats. Cats don't just appear out of nowhere.
But the thing is, that was so many rats. Those cats wouldn't even came over there because they would have got overwhelmed just like they dog did. They dog was getting his ass whooped. You know what I'm saying?
Poor Lucky. He was fighting for his life, and that girl, she was like, God damn it.
But, you know, they go through this crazy scene, and I'm like, as she was shooting a gun, I'm like, girl, why are you wasting all these goddamn bullets? You know, maybe she got a grip, but I'm like,
he brought the carcass out there, the cow carcass, and did you see all them ribs?
Bro, I wasn't wasting them.
I'm like, I can't. We're not wasting ribs.
Like, you need to cook them damn ribs.
You need to smoke them boys. You can't just. I mean, not the ribs. I'm just like, golly,
we about to eat these ribs.
So
Emma gives birth to the baby girl. They go through that whole process of them having a baby.
That is scary. That whole scene was scaring me. And like I said last week, I was like, man, I think she's gonna die in childbirth. And he even like contemplated it, right?
Yeah. No, I mean it was very interesting, you know, and then, you know, he had to go in there and move the baby around and all of that kind of stuff.
But I guess if you're in a situation where it's just you and it's like life or death is you know, she can die in childbirth. You step up and that pain don't become painful anymore or something like that. But yeah. I don't know. But I don't know. Could you imagine reaching in me and then moving the child around?
I mean, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Like when things, things are happening. Transitions, and we see Emma has been spray painting various parts of the town with their address and their whereabouts so that if anybody is traveling, they can know where they are. Very reminiscent of I Am Legend. Will Smith was doing the same thing via like a radio transmission. But this goes to, well, let's get to the cliffhanger ending. So then the episode ends and we see that writing that she put on the wall and we see somebody walk into the frame indicating that somebody has seen that writing on the wall.
Right.
And so it goes to our question that we asked and posed to everyone. What are your thoughts? Would you have been eager to just meet up with any and everybody? What are your thoughts, Kim?
You know what? No. I've seen too many post-apocalyptic movie shows and read books where people equal trouble. And so I probably would have had to just chalked it up to, and it would just be me, my man and my dog and my baby. And that's just what it's going to be. You can't put yourself in a situation where she was just way too trusting. Even with like Ish in the beginning, like she just seemed like she just was really just throwing caution to the wind with her safety and just was like, okay. But then again, like I was saying off camera, she was saying like she missed people.
Mm-hmm.
She missed talking. She missed loud sounds, the chaos, so, her doing that, I can see that made sense. That was in character for her to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Me personally, from where I grew up, you know what I'm saying, in my upbringing, I'm not doing that because you don't know the type of person that you're going to be dealing with or interacting with. You just don't know. The other thing too is now if I bump into people, I bump into people. You have the ability to, let's say I bump into you, I could still say, all right, it's nice meeting you if I don't get a good vibe from you and they don't know where I live.
Hopefully they don't follow you.
You wouldn't let them.
But the thing is too, Pat, is that the resources are so plentiful and they're just out in the open. It wasn't like every store and every place was ransacked. You know what I'm saying?
No, like I don't think the resources are plentiful because they're growing their fruits and vegetables. How many people can you feed off of what you're growing in your yard and stuff like that? He had to go and try to hunt the cows and stuff like that. But this is the thing. If you bump into somebody and you're talking and you like their character, you can say, hey, I'll be back over here tomorrow and you guys can meet and bond and figure out, is this person safe to bring to your house? Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's no different than if you're going to meet a Tinder date or a date somewhere. You're not going to meet at your house on the first day. You probably go get coffee and make sure this dude is not a serial killer. And then you make a decision as to whatever. That's what I felt like they should have been doing, because by you writing it on the wall, you now don't have the ability to disaggregate who and gets to come to your house.
Yeah.
Now everybody who sees it, 50, 100 people could come and see it.
Mm-hmm.
Versus if you just bump into people in the community, now you can say, what were you going to say?
It reminds me of that episode of the Boondocks where the Katrinians come.
And then, yeah.
And he was like, they just was using up all their food, resources. I could just imagine people coming up there be like, oh, this is nice. You got a garden. This is nice. How many bedrooms you got? Oh, you got power and refrigeration.
So, I mean, you hit the nail on the head, yo. It's going to be interesting to see the type of people that are going to pull up. And leave a comment below on your thoughts on that. Would you have wrote those words on the wall for everybody to come and find you guys? And now it's time to rate the episode. How many rats out of 10 would you give the episode,
This
Candace?
episode gave me 10 out of 10 rats. I really, really enjoyed it. Even though
the pacing was good.
It wasn't action-packed, but it was just a beautiful timeline of their relationship. And also, it didn't feel like it was rushed. Even though, I mean, this is a limited series. They got to kind of get to the point of what's going on, right? But it still did not feel like it was a rushed relationship. Does that make sense?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. I'm giving it anywhere from 8.5 rats to 9 rats. You know what? I'll give it 9 rats. I'll give it 9 rats because I liked the pacing in this one. I like how they showed their bonding and their relationship kind of going along.
The actors have good chemistry.
Yeah, they have good chemistry. I also liked how they explained why he was able to see her, because in episode 1, when he saw the smoke, I said, bruh, you've been living here all these years. You ain't seen this smoke before. But they explained what it was. She was new there. She had just got over there because she kind of roves around. I hope that they share more about like what her past experience was like as a woman being by yourself and kind of getting around. But overall, we enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Join us on our midweek live. We did a live last week. We love it when we're live and we have people joining us and we can just have a conversation about the episode.
Come join us in the hot tub.
Yes, our memberships are now on as well. If you want to support our channel, go ahead and become a member and sit on the wall with us.
Yeah.
Will see us in the next video because our watch has ended. Peace.
Bye.